Hello, welcome back to my channel where today I'll be doing my match week 12 predictions for the 2019-2020 Premier League season. Now let's have a quick look at how I did last week, and I had 7 outcomes out of 10, so that was pretty good. So Bournemouth against Manchester United, I went for a 2-1 win to Manchester United. That finished 1-0 to Bournemouth, so bit of an upset there, has to be said. Arsenal Wolves, I went for a 1-1 draw. It finished 1-1, so that was one of the perfect scores I got. Aston Villa against Liverpool, I went for a 3-1 win to Liverpool. It finished 2-1, so I was quite close with that one. Brighton against Norwich City, went for a 2-0 win to Brighton. It finished 2-0 to Brighton, so another perfect score. Man City Southampton, went for a 4-1 win to City. Finished 2-1, but Southampton were absolutely superb in that game. Really were. Very good performance from them. Sheffield United against Burnley, went for a 1-0 win to Sheffield United. That finished 3-0. West Ham against Newcastle United, I went for a 2-0 win to West Ham. That finished 3-2 to Newcastle. Watford Chelsea, went for a 4-0 win to Chelsea. That finished 2-1. And Crystal Palace Leicester City, I went for a 2-1 win to Leicester City. That finished 2-0. And Everton Tottenham, went for a 2-1 win to Tottenham. It finished 1-1. So 7 outcomes. Pretty happy with that. A couple of perfect scores in there as well. So not too shabby. So big game week coming up. The biggest game of the lot. Liverpool against Manchester City at Anfield. Sunday, 4:30 kick-off. Cracking game in store. If Manchester City win, they will cut the gap to 3 points. If Liverpool win, they will be 9 points clear at the top. And obviously if it's a draw, then the gap remains 6 points. Manchester City looking to win at Anfield for the first time in 16 years since a certain Nicolas Anelka scored a double that day for Manchester City at Anfield. So that was when the last time Man City beat Liverpool at Anfield. Another good game on Sunday is Wolves against Aston Villa. First meeting for those two for a long time as well. And then obviously Chelsea Crystal Palace. That's Saturday. That's BT Sport. Norwich City against Watford. That kicks us things off with the Friday night game. So the first game we're going to preview is Norwich City against Watford. Now, there's only been 2 meetings between Norwich and Watford in the Premier League era, and it's a win apiece for Norwich and Watford. And the last game was a 4-2 win to Norwich City, which was a game that was really irrelevant in all circumstances because Norwich were already relegated, especially having seen Sunderland beat Everton 3-0. So that was that. So Norwich City coming off the back of a 2-0 defeat to Brighton. They just badly need a win from somewhere. They badly need goals as well. Goals had really dried up recently. It has to be said though, going away to Brighton, who are really surprising a lot of people. It has to be said, and I think it is saying that Norwich City, obviously they find themselves in 19th. And they're coming up against 20th place Watford. So this is a massive game. Massive 6-pointer so far this season. Big game for both of these sides. Watford, obviously coming off the back of a 2-1 defeat to Chelsea. Obviously Delafeu does get the penalty. A bit of a dubious penalty, it has to be said. But obviously VAR did think it was a penalty. So, and then in the very last minute, Ben Foster thinks he's got a point for Watford. Great save by Kepa Arrizabalaga. But wow, I mean, what? Imagine Ben Foster scoring again. That would have been. Imagine Ben Foster scoring. Actually, that would have been hilarious to see. So obviously this is at Carrow Road. This is a Friday night game. I'm going to have to back Norwich. I think because it's at Carrow Road, you'd have to say that Norwich would probably win this one. If it was at Vicarage Road, then you'd probably say Watford would win this one. So, I am going to go for Norwich City to get a vital win and probably move themselves ever so closer to getting away from the relegation zone. I'm going for Norwich City 2, Watford 1. But I am going to watch that game. I think it'll be a very, very good game, very, very close game as well. And both sides like to attack each other, so I think that's going to be a very, very good game as well. So, be a very, very good game for me, going for a Norwich City win by 2-1. Now we can move on to the Saturday games, and Chelsea play Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge, and the last 5 between Chelsea and Crystal Palace have resulted in 3 wins to Chelsea and 2 wins to Crystal Palace. Quite interesting. And the last game was a 3-1 win to Chelsea. Chelsea obviously coming off the back of a 2-1 win against Watford. Tammy Abraham, that ball from Jorginho to Tammy Abraham, oh my goodness me, what a ball, absolutely beautiful ball, and Tammy Abraham finishes, fantastic finish from him, and obviously Pulisic, he's continuing his goal scoring form, isn't he? So another goal for him. Very, very good performance from Pulisic as well. And then obviously, Watford get back into the game, and then Chelsea have Kepa to thank for the save right at the end, because obviously that was a match-winning save as well. So very, very good performance from Chelsea. And Chelsea are absolutely on fire right now. Really, really good. Obviously they drew 4-4 last night with Ajax, and again they could have won that game 5-4. It was just an unbelievable game of football to witness. Crystal Palace obviously coming off the back of a 2-0 defeat to Leicester City. Yeah, I think it has to be said that probably Leicester deserved to win that game, but Palace had their chances. But never really clear-cut chances. Really, the only one I can think of is the deflected shot from I think MacArthur that Schmeichel had to tip over. But it was a very, very good performance from Leicester City. So. So obviously Chelsea play Crystal Palace at the weekend, and I'm going to go for a Chelsea win. But I don't think they'll keep a clean sheet, because Chelsea are struggling to keep clean sheets at this present moment in time, and I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to Chelsea. I just think Chelsea will be too strong for Crystal Palace. And obviously it's Tammy Abraham, Christian Pulisic, or Mason Mount get on the score sheet, because they seem to be the ones that are scoring the goals at the moment for Chelsea. So going for Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace 1. Burnley against West Ham. Excuse me. Now the last 5 between Burnley and West Ham have resulted in 2 wins to Burnley, 2 wins to West Ham, and 1 draw. And the last game was a 2-0 win to Burnley. Now Burnley 3-0 defeat to Sheffield United, and Sheffield United just played them off the park. They're real simple as. Very surprising, because obviously Burnley don't usually lose by many goals, but they did in this game. And Sheffield United, absolutely fantastic performance against Burnley. So obviously they're coming back in front of their home fans, where they'll be expected to bounce back, and I'm pretty sure they do. They got a really good record against West Ham at Turf Moor, so be very, very interesting this one. West Ham obviously coming off the back of a 3-2 defeat to Newcastle, but damage was done in the first half. To go 3-0 down, I mean, it was just ridiculous. Roberto, say what you like, West Ham are really missing Fabianski. Has to be said. He is the best keeper for them. For sure, and West Ham are definitely missing. They are definitely missing Fabianski, and does that question Pellegrini's future as West Ham manager? More questions were asked, and everyone was thinking that West Ham would be that team that would get into the top 6. It's not quite happened yet, so. For me, I think this is going to be a win for Burnley. I think Burnley will continue to pile the misery on Manuel Pellegrini and West Ham. I'm going for a 2-0 win to Burnley. I just think Burnley will be too strong for West Ham, so it should be a very interesting game, that one. Newcastle against Bournemouth is the next one we have to preview, and the last 5 between these two have resulted in 2 wins to Bournemouth, 1 win to Newcastle, and 2 draws, and the last game was a 2-1 win to Newcastle at St James's Park. Newcastle, fantastic away performance against West Ham. Obviously had to ride their luck a little bit in that second half. Obviously Snodgrass got West Ham back to 3-2, but obviously they managed to get the win in the end, and a fantastic away performance. I mean, obviously John Joe Shelby, fantastic free kick. Fernandez getting on the score sheet as well. So, it's very, very good. Saint Maxime was absolutely outstanding in that game. Really, really good. Had West Ham's left back in an absolute state, and they were very, very good, Newcastle. So they'll be hoping to continue on with that now, and it's a very, very good win for Newcastle against West Ham. Bournemouth, fantastic performance against Manchester United. Who would have thought they would have won that? Josh King, fantastic goal, it has to be said. Very, very hard finish to get that, to obviously lift it over the defender, and then obviously to get it past the hair, which was a very, very good finish. So obviously Bournemouth, they played really, really well against Manchester United, and could have been a little bit more in that game, but they were excellent. Really, really good performance, and that kind of ended a run of 4 games without a goal. So good to see them. Good to see them scoring again. But for this one, can't really separate these two. I think both of these sides are in pretty good form at the moment. Obviously Newcastle getting a 3-2 win at West Ham. Bournemouth beating Manchester United. Can't really separate them. I think it'll be a very, very good game. I think it'll be a very good score draw. I'm actually going to go for a score draw. I'm going to go for Newcastle United 1, Bournemouth 1. So we'll see what happens in that one. Southampton against Everton. Now the last 5 between these two have resulted in 2 wins to Southampton, 2 wins to Everton, and 1 draw. And the last game was a 2-1 win to Southampton. Southampton, it has to be said, ever since the 9-0 defeat to Leicester City, the 2 games that they played against Manchester City, they have basically, they competed, and they played really, really well. Really unlucky to lose at the weekend. Played superbly at the Etihad. Really, really frustrated Manchester City. And it was only the 85th minute that they got the winner, Man City. But credits to Southampton. And Alex McCarthy had a pretty good game, obviously up until that howler where he lets Kyle Walker get a goal. But very, very good performance from Southampton. And yeah, first time they've gone back to they'll be back at St Mary's since that 9-0, and I think if they can build all the confidence from that 2-1 defeat to Man City, the way they played, then they could be in for a good game for sure. Everton, first things first. Best wishes to Andre Gomez. Absolutely horrible injury he suffered against Tottenham. Really, really bad. So my best wishes to Andre Gomez. Absolutely, it's a really, really sad injury for him to get through. But Everton, obviously they got the late equaliser against Tottenham. Cenk Tosun scoring, and then everyone's saying that was for you. That was for you, Andre Gomez. One thing I will say though, Seamus Coleman, absolute class act on and off the pitch. He went into the dressing room to console Son, who was sent off in that incident. Absolutely fantastic, a role model on and off the pitch. So I have to definitely say that one. But Everton looking for their first win since the 30th of March 2019 when they won 2-0 at West Ham. Now, this is the thing now. They need to be winning these games, Everton. It's okay getting points against Spurs. It's okay, it's okay getting that. But this is the kind of game that you need to win to keep Marco Silva in a job. Unfortunately, though, I think Southampton will win this one, and it might move Marco Silva a little bit closer to the sack. It could do that indeed. I'm going for Southampton 2, Everton 1. Going for a little bit of an upset there, but I think Southampton will win that one. Going for a 2-1 win to Southampton. Tottenham against Sheffield United. Now, the last 5 meetings, now this obviously goes back to 2006-2007, and then obviously the 93-94 season. it's quite interesting. Sheffield United have won 2. There's been 2 draws and there's been 1 win to Tottenham. And the last game was a 2-0 win to Tottenham way back in the 2006-2007 season. Now, Tottenham, obviously, they will be boosted by the fact that Heung-min Son's red card against Everton has been rescinded, so he will be available. But be interesting. I don't think he'll be playing tonight. I think he is. I mean, obviously, I was watching this game and I really felt for Son. The way he was absolutely distraught. The way that it's really not nice to see one of your players crying like that. And I can only wish the best for Son, because, and Aurier as well. Aurier looked really distraught as well. And this is the thing with Tottenham now, is that they are grinding results out, and unfortunately they didn't manage to win against Everton. However, they played very well, and obviously Dele Alli does that, silences critics. Who knows? But very good finish from him indeed. Sheffield United, wow, 3-0 win away. At home against Burnley, absolutely fantastic. And John Lundstram got 21 fantasy Premier League points, which I think is the highest for a defender for a long time. 2 goals, a clean sheet, fantastic performance from Sheffield United. And obviously they haven't lost away from home, and because of that, I am actually going to go for a little upset here. I think they can get a draw at Tottenham. I don't think Tottenham are anywhere near playing to their best at the moment, and I'm going to go for a score draw on this one. I'm going for Tottenham 1, Sheffield United 1. So it'll be a very interesting game indeed. Now we go to the Saturday tea time game, and it is Leicester City against Arsenal. Now, the last 5 between Leicester City and Arsenal have resulted in 2 wins to Leicester and 3 wins to Arsenal, and the last game was a 3-0 win to Leicester City. Leicester City, absolutely superb again against Crystal Palace. Kagler Siyunku has had rave reviews of his performances all season, and he scores his first goal and looked absolutely solid as anything as well. So he has been really impressive for Leicester. But all round their team, I mean, you've got Tielemans, you've got Maddison, Harvey Barnes. Obviously, he is taking time to get better. But Leicester City have got class all around that team, and this is a very good game for them, I think. Coming off the back of a 2-0 win, they are coming up against an Arsenal side who are just struggling for form, pretty much. Big news was Granit Xhaka has been stripped of the captaincy. I said this on the football show last week. He did need to have this captaincy taken off him, in my opinion, because obviously he didn't act like a captain. So, but 1-1 against Wolves. I mean, Wolves could have won it as well. So, more questions for Unai Emery. There were a little bit of rumours suggesting that this could be his last game as Arsenal manager. But whatever you read in the papers are saying that he's got a month to save his job. Be interesting to see what will happen after this game. So, with that said, I'm actually going to go for a Leicester win, and I actually think they could actually get a couple more goals against Arsenal. And actually, I think it was 3-0 last season. I'm going to go for the same scoreline. I think Leicester City will be too strong for this Arsenal side. I'm going for Leicester City 3, Arsenal 0. But I tell you something, it's going to be a very good game, because Leicester and Arsenal are two good sides, so it should be a very good game. But I'm going for Leicester City to win that one by 3-0. Now we move into the Sunday games, and the first game is Manchester United against Brighton. Now, Manchester United and Brighton have only met 4 times, and it's 2 wins apiece. Would you believe it or not? 2 wins apiece. So there hasn't been a draw between these sides, and the last game is a 2-1 win to Manchester United. What can we say about Manchester United? Poor. very, very poor against Bournemouth. Really, really poor. Obviously, just ridiculously poor. And a lot has been said about Wan-Bissaka's defending. And again, Lindelof. Like, how many times are we going to say this? But Lindelof is one of those players whose position, I think, when Twanzebe comes back, I think his position is a threat. And I think he might be out of the team a little bit. Hasn't played very well all season, actually. So, there we go. It has to be said for that one. But Manchester United, considering the run that they've been on, that was to be 4 wins in a row. But obviously, that didn't happen. But, yeah, to lose against Bournemouth, they really, really poor against Bournemouth. And really, really poor for that one. Brighton, obviously coming off the back of a 2-0 win against Norwich City. And they're now in the top 10. Who would have predicted that? Brighton in the top 10. Really, really excellent from them. And going to be very, very interesting this game for sure between Manchester United and Brighton. But because it's at Old Trafford, you probably have to back Manchester United. I was going to say draw, but then I was thinking, no, probably Manchester United will definitely bounce back in this one. Brighton's away form is not great. But it has to be said that Brighton have proved me wrong this season, how well they've done. They've really, really impressed me. But for this one, I'd go for Manchester United to win this one narrowly by 2-1 against Brighton. So we'll see what happens with that one. The next game is Super Sunday. This is Wolves against Aston Villa. Now, the last 5 between Wolves and Aston Villa have resulted in 2 wins to Aston Villa, 2 draws and 1 win to Wolves. And the last game was a 3-2 win to Aston Villa, but this would have been way, way back as well. Wolves, fantastic point away against Arsenal. Really, really good performance. Raul Jimenez again. How many goals is he getting this season? He's a goal scorer. And Wolves did really well to keep on to him. Did really well to keep on to Diego Jota. Jean Moutinho, again, excellent. Great assist from him. Ruben Neves as well. So they've got a really, really good team as well. And Connor Cody at the back for Leicester has been absolutely superb as well. So, obviously Wolves will be going into they'll be playing Slovan Bratislava tomorrow. I think I said that right. So obviously they'll be in Europa League action. So that'll be very, very interesting indeed. Aston Villa, I have to give credit to Aston Villa. They played really, really well against Liverpool. Obviously, Trezeguet getting the opening goal. And in all honesty, they probably deserved a point in the end. But Liverpool did dominate that game. But obviously, to lose in the 90th minute was really, really, really heartbreaking for them as well. I'm really looking forward to this game. I think this will be a really, really good game. Wolves and Aston Villa, 2 good footballing sides. I think with the way that these two are going, I can't separate these two. I'm going to go for Wolves. I'm going to go for Desmond in this one. Wolves 2, Aston Villa 2. I think it'll be a very, very good game between these two. I'm going for a 2-2 draw. And the last game to preview is the biggest game of the season so far. First against second, it is Liverpool against Manchester City. The last 5 between these two have resulted in 2 wins to Man City, 2 draws and 1 win to Liverpool. And the last game was a 0-0 draw last season, where Riyad Mahrez's penalty is still going down Anfield Road as we speak. Liverpool obviously a 2-1 win against Aston Villa, and obviously Robertson and Mane scoring as well. Didn't play very well, but this is the thing with Liverpool. They are grinding results out, and that is a very, very good thing. And people are calling them mentality monsters. They certainly are. And obviously to win 2-1 at Villa Park, a really hard place to go to as well. Obviously VAR came into question in that game. I mean, how can your armpit be offside for Roberto Firmino? I mean, that's just ridiculous. Really, really is. Mane booked for simulation. That's a bit of a worrying thing. It was a dive. It has to be said. Don't like to I know I like to defend my players, to defend my obviously Liverpool players, but yeah, Mane did dive. It has to be said. And then obviously last night they won 2-1 against Genk. Will Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain start? That's a massive, massive question mark for Jurgen Klopp. So it'll be very interesting to see that one. So we'll see what happens there. Manchester City, obviously 2-1 win against Southampton. And it has to be said that they rode their luck for sure. Going to be very, very interesting to see what will actually happen to Man City. Obviously they play Atalanta tonight. Will they make changes? That is another thing to say. So we'll see what happens with that one. So, as far as this game goes, Man City have not won at Anfield for 16 years. 2003, when Nicolas Anelka scored the winner that day in a 2-1 win at Anfield. So, because of that, I'm going to go for Liverpool to win this one. I think it'll be a very, very close game. I think, if Liverpool do win it, then they go 9 points clear. And that will be very, very crucial at this early stage in the season. And I think the international break will be coming at the wrong time for Liverpool, who go to Crystal Palace next, which is not an easy game either. So I'm going for Liverpool to win this one very narrowly by 2-1. Liverpool 2, Manchester City 1. So that is it. That is my match week 12 predictions. I'll go through them very, very quickly as per usual. So, Norwich City 2, Watford 1, Chelsea 3, Crystal Palace 1, Burnley 2, West Ham 0, Newcastle 1, Bournemouth 1, Southampton 2, Everton 1, Tottenham 1, Sheffield United 1, Leicester City 3, Arsenal 0, Wolves 2, Aston Villa 2, Manchester United 2, Brighton 1, and Liverpool 2, Manchester City 1. So that is it. That is my match week 12 predictions. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know your Liverpool Man City prediction as well. Do you think Man City can win against Liverpool for the first time at Anfield in 16 years, or will Liverpool manage to get a 9-point gap between Liverpool and Man City? Who knows for that one? And also get your predictions in the comment section below as well. If you want to join in, that is absolutely fine. Also, if this is the first video that you have seen, then let me know what you think. And if you do like my content, then please hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment. That would be absolutely superb. And yeah, enjoy the football. Liverpool Man City, obviously the biggest game this week, so we'll see what happens. But enjoy the football, hope your teams win, and we'll see what happens very, very soon. And obviously this is the last game before the international break. But thank you very much for watching. Speak to you later.